What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tibby. I'm back with another video today. So today we're gonna be going over the prop firm that I trade with, which is TradeDay. You guys see me trade with them all the time when I'm going live. There's a lot of prop firms out there. There's a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, and there's not many that I could say that I could fully stand behind. But I feel like TradeDay is one of those prop firms that I can fully stand behind because I just love with the mission that they're on, and just the response that you can see from the public and the current traders. It just gives you a good feeling that they're in a very firm setting. So we're just going to go into it. I want to talk about the rules, how the evaluation works, how you can go from an evaluation to funded, and just what that process looks like. So yeah, so this is just us on the homepage, just so you guys can understand. They do have one of the best payout policies, but we'll go over that a little bit different. So now with TradeDay, we'll go over that a little bit later, but with TradeDay, now you can have up to 6 accounts. Previously you could only have 1. They changed it to 3, and now it's up to 6. So now they give you the opportunity to trade with 6 accounts, which gives you access to more capital. So how TradeDay works, how the evaluation works. Okay, so again, TradeDay is not your typical prop firm. They're not really flashy. They're really low key. I think they really focus on building good traders, which I think is good. Their goal is to give you access to their live capital, but only once you prove to them that you have discipline, consistency, and a good solid edge on the market. So just so they know that you can sustain yourself or sustain the capital over a period of time. So how does the evaluation work? Let's talk about it. So with TradeDay, they're very hands-on. So whenever you join in with them, they also give you access to their Discord, and I do believe they go live on YouTube every day. But they'll teach you what they know. They have free education within the dashboard once you become a member, so you can have access to that. So passing the evaluation, you're going to be funded by them, guaranteed. If you pass the evaluation, they'll give you a funded account. So they have 3 objectives that they want you to meet. So they want you to make money. So hit your profit target. Show them that you have a profitable strategy by reaching the target. By reaching a profit target of your evaluation. 2, you're going to track your record. They want you to trade over 7 days. So versus other prop firms, that is a little bit longer, but I think what you get in return is worth more than passing faster, because this is kind of putting you in the right mindset of kind of building up your wins and cutting your losses instead of trying to get quick wins just so you can pass the evaluation really quick. So you got to show them that you can make money over a period of time. Each day you trade counts towards your 7-day objective, and then they want you to be consistent. They have a 30% consistency rule, so no single day profit should be greater than 30% of your total profit. Now, even if this does happen, it doesn't mean that you fail the evaluation. It just means that your profit target is going to increase to where your best day is 30% of your total profits. All right, they have 3 guidelines, and there's only one way to fail. So the 3 guidelines is that you trade the permitted times, close all trades before the market closes each day, and no holding over tier 1 data market releases. So red folder news, you can't trade 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after they drop. Permitted products, you'll trade within the CME exchange group. Futures products, you'll be able to see a list of that, and you'll stay within your position limit size. So depending on what size account you're trading, that'll let you know what your contract limit will be. You'll see them on whenever you're purchasing your account. You'll be able to see that. So the only way that you can fail this evaluation is by hitting the maximum drawdown. So you got to show them that you can manage the risk by not losing more than the maximum drawdown limit set by the evaluation that you're on. Okay, so that's going to be how you'll be able to pass that evaluation. Now, if you do fail the evaluation, they do offer resets. It's $99 for the reset, but it also you also get a free rebill on you get a free reset whenever your account rebuilds. So if you rebuild and the account is already ineligible for funding, they'll go ahead and give you a free reset. Now, they have 0 BS. The rules are transparent and the same for everyone. Great payouts, best payout policy in the industry. You get to keep up to 95% of your profits with no restrictions, and there's no holding you back. This is one thing that I think is really cool. They give you more capital as you keep. Not more capital, but they give you access to more contract size as your P&L increases. So for every $2,000 that you have in P&L, they'll give you an extra contract to trade with. which I think is really cool. So now if you're not ready for an evaluation, they also have something called TradeDay Copilot, where you'll have access to all the exclusive TradeDay content, the TradeDay daily webinars, trading courses for both beginners and experts, access to the live Squawk series, and TradeDay's award-winning daily research reports. And that's just $24 a month. All right, so let's talk about what happens after you pass, right? After you pass the evaluation, there used to be two options on what could happen when you pass the evaluation. They used to give you the option to be able to go straight to live if you wanted to, or you had the option for the sim funded live or the sim funded account. Now they took away that option to just go straight to live, just because they said most people weren't even picking that option in the first place. And I'm pretty sure it makes a little bit more sense for them to evaluate each trader a little bit longer just by putting them in the funded sim account. So now they just have the funded sim account. Now, when they move you to this funded sim account, you'll have milestones after that. So there's one more step that you have to get through before you can move to a live account. And how that works, how the milestone works. So I'm going to just tell you off the top of my head because I don't have it pulled up. But how the milestone works, there's a milestone at every $5,000 in each account. So once you reach $5,000 in a single account, you'll need to stop trading that account, and then you'll email them, and then they'll evaluate your trades and then either tell you that you're going to move to live or you can continue trading. So they'll give you 3 phases of that. And then once you get to that last phase and you're at the 20,000, more than likely you're going to move to a live account. Now, another way to move to a live account is just by requesting 3 payouts within that time frame before you reach the 20,000. If you wanted to, that's another way to move live. All right. So once you pass the evaluation, though, you'll get an email after the end of that trading day. You'll get an email. You'll have to go ahead and pay an activation fee. The normal activation fee is $139, but right now they're charging no activation fee. You'll pay the activation fee. You're on board with RiseWorks pretty much. I believe that's where they'll be sending their payouts through. You'll complete all the rules and regulation course. They send you a short course, a video course for you to go through. They'll send you your certificate. And then, like I said, they used to give you the option to pick the sim funded or a live account, but now you're just doing your sim funded account. And you have 30 days to onboard after passing the evaluation. After that, then they'll just remove the offer. They'll withdraw the offer. So now a little bit about how TradeDay really compares with other prop firms. So with TradeDay, you get day 1 payout. So after the 7 days that you're in the account, you've traded, you've hit the profit target, you didn't hit your maximum drawdown, you've been following the rules, you'll have access to day 1 payouts. Now, in order to get a payout, of course, you do need to be above your buffer. Now, technically, you don't have to be above the buffer. If you're within the buffer, the profit split is going to be 50-50 with TradeDay. But if you're outside of that buffer with the 50,000 account, I believe the buffer is 2,600. So once you have 2,600 within the account, you can take anything above that at just the starting. Your profit split will be 80-20%. And then depending on how much you make over the span of that account, your profit share will go up. That's why the next one you see is up to 95% of the profit share. There's no restrictions on the withdrawals. I think the minimum has to be at least $500 for you to request a withdrawal. But there's no maximum on how much you can withdraw, how frequent you can withdraw, or there's no specific number of trading days. There's no consistency rule. There's none of that. So you can get straight to your money after that. That's why I say I feel like it's a little bit beneficial to take the extra 7 days to trade to get your mind right. But then after the 7 days, still keep your mind right, but you'll have access to your money quicker and with less restrictions. Other prop firms, you have to go through trading days. Like Apex, you have to have 8 trading days, and 5 of those trading days have to be profitable over $50 before you can get access to your money. So I think that's one of the biggest selling points with TradeDay is that you get access to your cash way, way faster. They have the clear path to live funding. Like I told you with the milestones, you reach that 20,000 milestone or get 3 payouts, then they're moving you to a live funded account. This is a newer prop firm, but I mean, just from their start, you can just tell that their foundation is very sturdy, and just it feels like they're a trusted company from the reviews. Like I said, from the people that trade with them, from my experience with them, their support is really fast. I feel like they have one of the best supports when it comes to prop firms. They get back to you extremely fast. Now, other than that, should you trade with TradeDay? I mean, that's up to you. I just want to do this video to kind of give you guys the rundown on TradeDay, what they are, how their evaluation works, and how you can get funded. So, if you're a new trader with a working strategy and you understand risk management, then TradeDay could be a great place for you to prove yourself and then get some bread to cash and some cash to run up your capital, and then maybe transfer that into a live account, your own live capital. But if you're still experimenting and still trying to learn things, maybe join for their co-pilot program to learn a little bit more. Watch more YouTube videos, get on live with me and kind of see how I see the markets and take from different people who give the education as far as trading. You want to take as much knowledge as you can and stick to your plan, and then after you've proven yourself in a demo account or whatever it is, then I think you should take that step over and possibly join TradeDay. This is a firm that I really believe respects traders and expects you to respect them in the process. You know what I mean? So I think it's a mutual agreement between them. Is mutually beneficial. You make money, they make money. If you wanted to join TradeDay, now let's talk about their pricing. So now, I've said this in other videos, but I am an affiliate with TradeDay. So if you do click any of the links that are in my descriptions, I will receive something from it. Just for referring you guys. It's not like they're charging you more to pay me. Like, I get something from just referring you guys that they pay out of their pocket. So you'll click the link, go to TradeDay's website, whatever promo that they're promoting at that time, still enter that code and you'll still be able to get that discount. But I just get something for referring you guys. All right. So let's just go into it. So like I told you, there's no consistency when funded. That's one of the big things. So you don't have to hit, I think what Apex is like 20 or 30% consistency rule in their trading accounts to receive a payout, which is crazy. Which is, it's crazy. We're here to make money. So why limit us so much if we're trying to make some money? But anyways, day one payouts, like I told you, you could keep up to 95%. You keep 80% from day one, and you can reach up to 95% depending on how you're trading. So right now, I told you they're having the 40% off. There's no activation fee. That $139 that I told you would use to activate the account, you don't have to do that right now. It's waived. They have accounts from $59. So the $59 accounts are going to be your intraday accounts. So this 50K intraday account, your profit target will be 3,000, drawdown will be 2,000, and you have a 5 contract max and 50 micros contract max. So with this one is an intraday drawdown. So to tell you a little bit about the difference, so with intraday is going to be a trailing max drawdown from your intraday trades. Is going to be calculated from unrealized profit in real time during a trading session. So this drawdown will freeze at the account starting balance. Then you have the end of day option, where end of day, the trailing max drawdown limit calculates the maximum drawdown limit from the realized profits on the end of day balance after 1600 CT. This drawdown will freeze at the account starting balance, and then static drawdown is a fixed maximum drawdown limit that doesn't move or track your balance growth over time. So if you have a $500 drawdown on that, that's your drawdown. No matter how much you make or lose, that's your drawdown. So like I mentioned to you, they have the 50K static is $90, 100K, 150, 150K, 210. And then here's our static also. But if you just switch them, you click. So if I was on intraday, I'll switch the prices. So intraday is going to be the best price, $59 a month. But you do have to keep in mind that you're going to have intraday trailing drawdown. So you'll just have to keep in mind about that. Then the end of day prices, as you can see, they're a little bit more expensive. And then static is pretty much the middle ground. So if you want to check out TradeDay, like I mentioned before, I do have a link in the description along with a discount if they're running one. If you want help passing your evaluation and staying consistent and trading like a pro, check out my premium community. We trade live every morning, break down the markets top down, and help serious traders level up. So hit that like, drop a comment, and if you try TradeDay or another firm, and subscribe if you want more content like this.